Next step is the proactive monitoring and support. Most likely, whatever aspect of the co-managed services that we're taking on, there's going to be some proactive monitoring and support involved. So at this point, we begin to integrate our software, if applicable. We begin to integrate maybe our processes, if applicable. We look for potential issues. We want to mitigate risks at this point. We want to reduce risks as much as we possibly can. And we want to communicate to you what those risks are. Because again, this is an onboarding process. And during that process, we want to be sure that on the other side of this, anything that came up that's a risk is identified. And so that proactive aspect of this integration right here, is where we ensure that we've shared with you anything that could be wrong that may need to be mitigated. Our team is going to potentially provide 24/7 support for you. You're going to expect that there's rapid issue resolution. You're going to expect that our ability to optimize and to manage and maintain performance is going to be done seamlessly. That all happens right here. Continuous improvement and strategic planning. This is less of a technical aspect, but during the onboarding process, we're going to make sure that there's effectiveness, that there's accountability and ownership in place. We do that by setting up regular reviews. Now, depending on what you've chosen from us, it could be a weekly, it could be a monthly, could be a quarterly, unlikely. Usually it's weekly or monthly, but there's going to be accountability, and you can expect that you're going to be communicated with, and this is where this happens. We're going to make sure that strategic IT planning and alignment conversation continues so that the objectives are met, and we never lose sight of why you made this decision. One of the reasons you brought us on is to have continued improvement and to enhance your company. So this all gets worked out right here. We schedule things out potentially for a year to get ahead of it. So we never have to think about when are we meeting or what reports are we going to go over. It all happens right here. Next, if cybersecurity is part of the conversation, we'll jump into that. And we're going to focus on prioritizing your cybersecurity and implementing robust measures to protect your data. One of the reasons you brought us on is for peace of mind. And this is where that happens with the cybersecurity. It's that peace of mind, those regular meetings, knowing that we've got our eyes on all of this for you, that happens right here. And we validate and we confirm with you that you're in total agreement with our approach at this point. Lastly, transparent reporting and communications. One of the most important things about this process, we begin to work so well together, we easily could fall into a bad habit of not stopping to look at metrics. We're going to make sure that there are reports, that there are accountability measures that are put in place so that you don't have to think about it. You know that we're going to meet on that regular basis, and we're going to share with you whether it's IT support, cybersecurity, network management, whatever it is, it may be all of that. Share with you those results, make recommendations to you on where we need to make adjustments to increase performance and to keep the momentum going so that you can continue to grow, scale, and to improve your business operations. Progress is important. Metrics are important. If we're working on projects for you, those project statuses and sharing that information with you is important. And this all gets worked out at this part of the onboarding process. Our team is always available to address any questions or concerns you have. And I want to make sure to point that out because that as well is important throughout the entire process. Scalability and flexibility. As you need to evolve, we offer different solutions. So what we onboard you with now may not be the full suite of services that you end up using Mindcore for. It's not uncommon at all for somebody to bring us on just for cybersecurity. And over time, as that trust builds and as the experience becomes so positive, that a client will turn to us and say, look, could you give us one more person to add to our IT support team? Or could you take over overseeing our network for us? It happens all the time. And so it's typical for us to have that experience. And so because you may need that flexibility, we're going to talk about that now during the onboarding process. I'm going to ask you again, what might that look like? And so we might talk about what that might look like and maybe project out when that may happen, if it's applicable. We're going to ensure that our partnership can adapt to the support and growth that you need based on where you know your company is going. And the last item, as part of the onboarding, it's the long-term partnership and the value that we bring. You brought us on because you feel that there's value, because you believed in stories that you heard from our clients, because you understood and believed in our core values and how we operate. The onboarding process, for us, really, it marks the beginning of a very long-term partnership, and that is how we look at it. This is a partnership. If you are not successful, then we are failing. So because we have that belief, we're committed to providing ongoing value through our services. Our goal is to empower you by sharing with you innovative solutions that are going to make sure that your success is sustained and maintained. So I hope that this was helpful to you. There's a lot more that goes along with onboarding. It is a very long process. Don't let anybody out there tell you that it's a 2-second thing or that it's a simple thing. But don't let that scare you away. The important part of this is doing an onboarding correctly, thoroughly, and going through everything in depth will ensure that you've got years of long-term success. And that's why I shared this video. I'm glad that you stayed till the end. If there's anything that I can do for you, if you have any questions, if there's any more information, or if you'd like to have a conversation about the more in-depth details about what happens during onboarding for co-managed IT services, please reach out, send me a message, give me a call. I would love to have that conversation with you and be a part of your decision-making process. And again, thank you for watching the entire video.